Hey, today we're going to learn how to do selective color on a photo, change the size of a photo, and save it as a JPEG to be able to print in any lab like Walmart or CVS, or even at home on your personal computer and printer. What we're going to do is first open our file. We're going to File, Open. I'm using Photoshop CS3. We're going to find our photo. I'm using a personal photo to do selective coloring on just because it's available right now and I have copyright clearance because it's my personal photo. We're going to click it and click open. Our file opens and we see that it is the size of, okay, we're going to look at this, our image size, and it is a little over 5.5 by almost 8 inches wide. Long, I'm sorry, and we are going to want it to be a 4x6 for use in our science labs. For example, to show students different, if we use frog, if we were dissecting a frog, we could use selective coloring to locate the different body types or body parts. What we're going to do first is we're going to double click our background layer and we're going to rename it. We're going to name it Original Layer. And then we are also going to right click and duplicate that layer, and it's going to be our black and white layer. On our original layer, first on our black and white layer, we're going to convert this layer to a black and white. My personal favorite way of doing that is to go and click on your paintbrush tool, which is either brush, pencil tool if you hold the mouse down. We're going to use brush, and under mode, normally it would say normal. We're going to change it to color. What this will do is change paint over the picture in a color but not the picture itself. For instance, if I wanted to use blue, just for an example, and I always increase my brush size when I'm doing this just because it takes less brush strokes and you do not see the strokes, so it's just personal preference. I could paint my picture blue and it's not over the entire picture. I want this to be a black and white photo, so we're going to choose black on the color, and we're going to paint our photo black and white. Notice I am on the black and white layer. If I hide the black and white layer, our color photo is still here. Now I'm going to zoom in on what I'm going to make Riley's bows my selective color. To do that, I'm going to use my quick selection tool. This is a new tool in CS3 that I love. Instead of using the magic wand and having to click, control, click, hold shift down, click, the quick selection tool allows you to click one time without holding any extra buttons, and it selects colors that are in the near the closest thing to what you're clicking to. This is a great way to quickly gather everything. Now, if you see here, it's not always perfect. It's got some hair here. The easiest way is to zoom in on that. We're going to go back to the quick selection tool, and we're going to use the subtract from selection key. And we're going to click, and it's going to take away from the bow. You can also change your brush sizes on this, smaller or larger. I always use a 5 or a 3 to do this normally, especially it zoomed in on this size. Let's go over here and look at this other side. I want to add that little bit of pink right there. The more detailed you are in this part, the better your outcome will be. Alright, and if I zoom back out using Control 0, you see I have just her bows highlighted now. With my bows highlighted, I'm going to make sure, first I'm going to make sure I'm collecting Photoshop. With my bows highlighted, we're going to then make sure our black and white layer is selected. Then we're going to use the Erase tool, which is also under the Magic Eraser tool. However, we are using just the Eraser tool. Choose a brush size that fits your picture that you're working with, 36, and we're going to click and erase. Notice it only erases the black and white layer right here, and it's only erasing what we have selected. By doing this, we can then do Control D, and that is going to deselect anything that we do have selected. And you have a black and white photo with selective color. We now want to change the size of our photo. To do that without distorting the photo, we're going to click on the crop tool. This crop tool allows you to select the width and the height and resolution. We're not going to mess with it though in this photo. I can choose any size photo or pixel size that I would like to use. It is already set for me at a 4x6. We're going to come and we're going to click and drag. This is a photo that is proportional to a 4x6 already. I can click my box, and as long it will only drag, it will turn side. I can do whatever to the box, but it will always stay proportional to a 4x6. So I'm selecting my photo box, what I want. If I start in the corner and go all the way, I can go all the way to the corner, or I can stop at something. Zoom in a little bit closer to it. Let's go with that. I will hit enter to select. Ooh, I do not like that how that was selected. Let's try that again. I'm going to, it had some background on there that I didn't like. I'm going to make this box the size I wish and hit enter to select. A little bit ago I had some background over here I didn't like. So there is my 4x6 photo with selective color. I'm going to save it, and when I do so I will use the save as feature as not to save over my original, and put it in the folder I wish to save it in. If I could spell photo. I want to save this as a JPEG, for I will be able to print it on my printer at home or at Walmart on a USB drive, and I want to save it max. When we are done, we will use the X to close out. We do not want to save the changes on our original photo, so we choose no, and we are done. Let's compare our original and final image. Let's open both the original and the selective color image. I will place them side by side, and you can see here the difference in the size and the selective color in the image is highlights the part of the picture I want to bring your attention to. This would be useful in different activities in the classroom to highlight things in a picture that you would want the students' eyes drawn towards, and to draw attention to various activities or plans.